Hey guys, welcome back to the Godzilla Retrospective, and we got the big one. Kaiju Soshingeki, Attack of the Marching Monsters, or as the US title of this film, Destroy All Monsters! Destroy All Monsters. And this is the big one, folks. This is the absolute big one. This was originally supposed to be the end of Godzilla. Not the Showa series, the end of Godzilla. But ideas came up and things went on, thank God, and we got more Godzilla. But we're here to talk about Destroy All Monsters. The largest cast of monsters in a film that I've seen, if you've seen another one, kaiju I should say, because I've seen other films where they've done universal monsters, like Monster Brawl, where it's a bunch of different, universal monsters fighting in a wrestling ring, which, and then there was wrestlers versus zombies, that was kind of silly, and Van Helsing, but anyway, this is the movie with the biggest roster of kaiju in it. Except for a future film, but we'll get into that another time. Just dawned on me, but so our film begins strangely in the year 1999, where all of Earth's monsters have been collected and placed on a place called, well, not called anything, Ogasawara Island, where we have monsters such as Godzilla. We have monsters such as, Rodan, Anguirus, Mothra, Varan, or Varan, however you want to pronounce it. I've been calling him Varan since I was a little kid, so, okay. Manda, Kamanga, and a personal favorite of mine, Gorosaurus. Okay, so the monsters are all shown, and then we cut to inside of a large mountain on Ogasawara Island. We see that a team of scientists are there, and they're actually looking after the monsters, showing off different ways how they keep the monsters on the island, with different traps that they have. They have this magnetic bubble that keeps Rodan in a flying distance. They have Godzilla, he can't go into the ocean because of this yellow mist that comes out. They have this other mist that drives off Mothra, so it's interesting that they've gone this way. Cut to one of our main characters of the film, Kyoko Minami, and she gets a call from her boyfriend, really good friend, Katsuo, who is the pilot, one of the pilots of a brand new rocket called the SY-3, which actually makes daily trips back and forth from Earth to the moon. And, they do stuff, checking out the moon for stuff. Well, the call ends, and Kyoko is learning from her new co-worker, about the monsters, when all of a sudden this yellow mist starts coming into the room, and then all over the island, causing all the monsters to, fall asleep, and causing all the human characters to, fall asleep as well. Unfortunately, they can't get any word from Ogasawara Island back on the mainland of Japan, so the head scientist sends the SY-3 to the Ogasawara Island to find out what's wrong. They get there, but on the way they see a UFO on the moon. At least they think it's a UFO because it's actually, in shadow. They can't really see what's going on. So they go back to Ogasawara Island, and they find that all the monsters are gone. Okay, they go inside and they find Kyoko, and the professor in charge of Ogasawara Island, and they are sounding kind of zombified. Not really, sounding like themselves. When they reveal the architect of this entire thing. The Queen of the Kilax. Who are they? They are aliens from a moon around Saturn, I think it is. And they have come to Earth to, because they want peace. Peace through releasing all Earth's monsters and having them destroy each city. Yeah. How's that peaceful again? It's like, oh. But, they don't want to go quietly, so they try to use more mist. A gunfight breaks out with the mind-wiped other scientists. Eventually, Katsuo and the team are able to get Kyoko. Well, no, actually, Kyoko gets away. They actually get the main professor off the island. Meanwhile, around the Earth, Ogasawara Island's monsters are attacking. Godzilla is in New York. Gorosaurus is in Paris. Yeah, when they're talking about Gorosaurus on the news, though, they call him Baragon. That'd been nice if they actually showed Baragon destroying Paris, but it was Gorosaurus. Did Baragon show up afterwards? I don't know, it would have been nice to know. Mothra is in Beiping. Rodan is in Moscow. So, things are going sideways really quickly. So they're interviewing the professor, and the professor is interviewing the professor. Wow, that's weird. But anyway, they're trying to get answers. But the bad professor, he's not answering. And he goes up to the window and actually jumps out the window, killing himself. It's like, okay. So Katsuo and the good professor go outside to check on the dead professor when Kyoko comes with a couple other guys representing Kilax, and they want to take the dead professor with them. But they are headed off by the secret police, and they find that there's a strange mark on the neck of the dead professor. They cut open his neck, and they find a small metal transceiver thing. Okay? They can't quite figure out what it is, but when they do further looks at it, they see it's a transceiver, and they find that this same transceiver that's been controlling the professor, there's this wave going around all over the planet. So as things seem to be unraveling, all Earth's monsters come to Tokyo. Well, not all of them, but most of them come to Tokyo. Godzilla begins attacking. Manda begins attacking. Rodan's flying around, and Mothra is doing her thing. And they start destroying, they start leveling the city. And it's pretty awesome scene to see Godzilla and everyone just destroying the city. Weird thing, there's a deleted scene in this film where Godzilla and Manda actually begin battling each other in the middle of the city. I don't know why it was cut. Maybe they couldn't figure out why mind-controlled monsters are being, forced to fight each other, but, you know, I digress. The city is destroyed, and all the human characters, you know, they're gathering in this underground base when Kyoko shows up. And Katsuo sees that she's wearing brand new earrings, so he proceeds to tear them off her ears. Blood everywhere. And, you know, erasing her mind of control and returning her back to her human self. So the race is on to find these transmitters. Where are they? They're hiding in almost in plain sight. One is in a coconut off the coast of Hawaii, I think it is. One is in a rock near Mount Fuji. You know, they're all over the place. Eventually all of these things are collected, and the humans are able to deal with the monsters for a time. Katsuo actually flies back up to the moon, and they find the Keylok underground base where the main mind control thing is. They use a laser gun, they destroy it, and bring the remains back to Earth, and they actually create a new mind control device with the computers at Ogasawara. Wow, this is a lot. What you need to know is that the humans learn to control the monsters. And they bring all the monsters to Izu, where a Keylok hidden base is, because the Keylok Queen, you know, spilled the beans on that and let everyone know it's there. I don't know why, but things seem to be bad for the Keyloks when all of a sudden they pull this out. Yeah, King Ghidorah. Where did they find him? Whatever. So they bring King Ghidorah to Earth, and the climactic battle begins. Oh yeah, Minya shows up, by the way, as well. So rounding off all the numbers. Oh, Baragon. I forgot. Wow, I forgot to mention Baragon. Baragon's there. See, there's so many monsters in this movie, I keep forgetting who all's in it. So the battle begins. King Ghidorah battles with Godzilla, Gorosaurus, Mothra, and Rodan, and Anguirus. Now, it might sound like I'm leaving out some names because they have no bearing on the battle at all. There are more spectators. So the battle is back and forth. King Ghidorah flying around, you know, using gravity beams. Anguirus hanging on for dear life on one of the heads, but falls, you know, causing a big rock slide, revealing the Keylok base. When all the monsters begin, well, the monsters I mentioned earlier are actually battling with King Ghidorah. They actually overpower King Ghidorah. Destroying all three heads, and Minya getting the final blow in with a smoke ring. Yes, Minya deals the final nail in the coffin for King Ghidorah. And Kumanga and Mothra use their webbing, and they start webbing the area where King Ghidorah is. Okay. All of a sudden, this new monster arrives. Or is it a monster? It's called the Fire Dragon, and it lights Rodan's back on fire, and it's just being an annoying little pain in the ass. You know, it can, whenever it flies over something, it's always on fire. It's always burning anything that it touches. So, the SY-3 goes up, and they fire cooling missiles at the Fire Dragon, revealing that it's just a UFO. Meanwhile, Godzilla goes up to the Keylok home base, destroys it, and the thing about the Keyloks is they need extreme heat to survive. However, when Godzilla breaks the bubble, you know, all the cold air gets in and they turn to rocks. That's their big weakness, is cold. The fire dragon is defeated, the Keylocks are defeated, and the monsters have returned to Ogasawara Island to live their lives in peace. And that is Destroy All Monsters. Okay. I saw this film on the Sci-Fi Channel back in, I think it was 1996, and I fell in love with this movie. However, on multiple viewings, I start to find little problems with it. Not because I'm looking for them, they're things that my mind actually, I can see things that are, not really making sense. My biggest issue with the film is the ending. I felt all of the monsters should have had a role to play in battling with King Ghidorah. Now, how I would have booked this is my fantasy booking mind going ahead, but how I would have done this is that I would have used all of them. At first, I would have had the monsters they did use, like Manda, Baragon, Kumanga, Varan. They would have been one team, searching for the Keylock base. All of a sudden, King Ghidorah comes down, and he attacks them first. They put up a fight, but King Ghidorah just decimates them. Okay? Doesn't kill them, just defeats them soundly. Then he goes over to where Godzilla, Gorosaurus, and all of them are, and then we get our climactic fight. I thought all the monsters should have been involved with this. Now, the monster scenes are awesome. They had like 13, maybe 14 puppeteers off screen trying to operate every single monster, and having them interact with King Ghidorah, which King Ghidorah needs 7 puppeteers to work him correctly because, the tails, the heads, everything, so yeah, that's a lot there. So maybe it's a puppeteer thing, so I'm willing to let go what I said earlier, but, the best part about this movie isn't just the monsters, it's actually the human interactions as well. The Keylock Queen is actually a really good villain. Kyoko Minami, she makes a great character. She's back and forth, with her allegiance because of mind control. Katsuo, he makes a return after starring in other films like Invasion of the Astro Monsters, Son of Godzilla, good stuff. I like to see returning characters. Also, the main professor from, that represents the UN or the Science Committee, he makes a return after being in a bunch of Godzilla films, so good stuff. The music is awesome, characters are awesome, the monsters are the best. They are. I'm a big fan of Gorosaurus. I'm glad to see him make his return after King Kong escapes. So what do I think about this film? I give this film, well, this sounds cliche, but I'm going to give this film an S. Awesome stuff. Give it a watch. Destroy All Monsters. Okay, guys, this is Gojo851 saying see y'all later.